we are still in week 3, the business portion of our course. And this week we're going to be covering partner or solo pros and cons, establishing your domain, establishing a business domain, 12 tips, establishing your logo, 12 tips, setting up your corporation, 7 steps, insurance and permits, banking and processors, and 10 steps to protect your business. So, what I want you to do, as I always say, is grab your pens, your pencils, and some paper, and I'll see you in a bit. So, partner or solo? Now, this is a very good question. You guys are fresh and brand new, some of you, to the CBD space, and you might be wondering, should I have a partner or should I go into this space by myself? Now, I want to tell you, there are pros and cons to having a business partnership, and ultimately it's up to you to decide if it's beneficial for your business goals. Now, here are a few pros and cons to having a business partner. So here are the pros. Possible access to funding, possible adding of non-capital resources, you can scale faster, group creative brainstorm, distribution of labor, and here are some cons. Creative disagreements, delays in your business progress, conflicting values or ethics, conflicting company vision or goals, delusion of friendship. Going solo, pros. You're the only decision maker. You have the ability to move faster, there's less delays, ability to create exclusivity, can be less stressful overall, and that's exclusively, can be less stressful overall. Going solo, cons. I love this picture of this lady basically wanting to rip her hair out. Work overload and stressed resources, limited capital, lack of another opinion, less creative input. Establishing your domain. Your domain is very important and it helps to define your brand. It is the first impression of your company and gives your company the opportunity to have a memorable first impact. Your domain may also affect your search engine optimization or SEO rankings. Here are 12 tips to establish your domain. First, consider your target audience. Number 2, review your brand archetype. 3, use acronyms like AOL, American Online. Keep it short and easy to spell. Use online naming tools such as Dot-O-Matter, RhymeZone, or Write Express. Mix 2 or more words. Make it meaningful and creative. Stay away from cannabis-related words. Review your competition's name. Very important. Check the internet to see if your name has already been taken. Absolutely, you want to make sure you do that so that you are not taking someone else's name. Abbreviate, like Cisco from San Francisco. Get inspired by the thesaurus or dictionary. Get input from people around you. Establish your logo. Your logo is the image or symbol that represents your company. Just like domains, logos create brand awareness and helps to spread the message of that brand. Logos can strike a chord of familiarity with the customer, or they can push them away. So this is very important. Creating a logo requires as much detail as establishing a business or domain name. Here are 12 tips to establishing a business logo. Keep it simple. Align your logo with your brand message. Design something timeless, memorable, and unique. Review your competition. Focus on your target audience. Consider how your logo would look different in different applications. Make sure your logo works on a smaller scale. Again, remember, simplicity is best. Design in a Victor format so that you can scale and adjust size. Add color to make it pop. Don't use generic typefaces. Use custom type instead. Get a second opinion. And finally, get a grayscale version. Setting up a corporation. Here are 7 steps. Select your business name. Now, once you create your business name, you should check with your state's corporate filing office as well as federal and state trademark registrars to see if it's available. 2, identify your business location. Where is the headquarters of your business? This does not necessarily have to be where you live. Consider the laws within your state. 3, select a corporation type. Decide what type of corporation you will form. You can incorporate your business as a C corporation, an S corporation, or an LLC. Setting up a corporation. 7 steps. Continue. Number 4, name the company of directors. A corporation is required to have a board of directors who are responsible for running the corporation. Determine the type of shares. The types of shares you will sell to your stockholders. If private, shares may be limited to directors. Obtain a certificate of incorporation. Obtain a complete certificate of incorporation available from your state's corporate filing office. Number 7, process and file the paperwork. Submit the articles of incorporation you prepared in step 3 to the state along with the required registration fee. Insurance and permits. You must have product liability insurance as a CBD business owner who is creating products. You may need workers' comp insurance should you desire to hire employees. And we'll be talking more about employees in our human resources section of the course. Seller's permit and business licenses. You must have a seller's permit, and you want to check with your state to make sure that you have all of the licenses required for your state. Banking and processors. Of course, you must open up a bank account. You must establish your merchant processor. And I always recommend that you have backups of a bank account and also a backup merchant processor just in case your merchant processor has issues or it gets shut down or you experience, like I said, any sort of tech issue. You don't want to be running your business and then all of a sudden you have no merchant processor, because sometimes it takes a while to get a new one. So it is advisable to always have a backup merchant processor and a backup bank account as well. Now, there are ways to get the best rate on merchant accounts. And again, we do have information in our resource section, but you want to make sure that you have a reasonable rate. And again, more information can be found in our resource section of this course. Now, here are 10 tips to protect your business. 1, and I would say that this is probably the most important step, you want to hire a competent attorney. Number 2, make sure you are insured and have all of the required permits. Number 3, and I love this one, remain organized. The more organized you are, the better your business will be protected. Protect your files, most definitely. Conduct quarterly audits. You want to make sure that you are 10 steps ahead, and you can conduct quarterly audits to do that. Separate yourself from the business and incorporate. Trademark your name to protect your brand. Use non-disclosure agreements. Again, this is protecting your brand and protecting your business. You want to use non-disclosure agreements whenever possible. Keep everything in writing. Okay, so to all my military veterans out there, I want to say thank you for your service. I was in the Air Force, and when I was in the Air Force, I was a police officer. And one thing that I learned as a police officer is that if it's not in writing, it did not happen. So make sure you keep everything in writing. And number 10, always watch what you say and do. Very, very important. You can destroy your brand by saying the wrong thing at the wrong time. So be very careful.